Hello, everyone. I know for you it's just been a matter of seconds, but for me it's been 2 months, and now it's time for my 1-year review. I actually have a day left before my first complete year with Udemy is over, and I want to give my course update, or my revenue update rather, and show you where I am in the last, actually, 12 months. So let's go ahead and see what's going on in Udemy land. And to do that, I'm going to jump directly over to my browser. So here is my revenue report for my first year on Udemy. Let's go ahead and take a look at how things are. Now, things are certainly looking up. That's one thing that you can say. We're going down slightly, but one of the things that I've noticed about Udemy is this. They have quarterly huge sales. And it just so happens that the peaks in my revenue correspond with their quarterly huge sales. Here, July 2014, the first month that I released any courses, they had one. Now, I didn't see much of an effect because I didn't have any courses out at the time. But if you count over 1, 2, 3 more courses, you see here's one of my peaks in revenue where I made, $514 one month, and it happens to correspond with that 3-month big sale. Count over 3 more, 1, 2, 3, and you see the next big spike, which is where I made it over $1,000 a month. 1, 2, 3, and we see the rest of that month that I reported in the last lecture, which turned out to be $1,700+. And then we're easing off again, and guess what? Next month is another one of those sales. So I'm hoping next month I'm going to exceed $1,000. Let's go ahead and take a look at the details for June. And here, this is really disappointing, is if you look at that I earned $1,037.20, and then you look that the total sales were $24.77, it's like I'm making about 40% of all of the sales, and that's pretty low. The other thing that happened is that I had to burn one of my promotional announcements, fixing the first promotional announcement that had an error in it. So I haven't been able to promote my Deal 10 coupon very much, so I'm not generating any revenue from my coupons. So Udemy is grabbing an awful lot of my revenue, way too much. And then 1/3 of my revenue is coming from Udemy course creation, the very course that you're looking at. I'd rather it was spread a little more across all the courses, and once again, there's a big sale going on. Think Big 1010 or 515, and it is bringing in for me, very about the same as the last lecture, right? We're getting somewhere $2.50 to $5 per sale. So let's jump back to the PowerPoint slides and get into the numbers. Here we go. Here's the numbers for the current month. It's now 6/29/2015. My revenue to date for the first year is right around $9,000. Number of months is 12. Total revenue this month is $24.77, and my portion of the revenue is $1,037, which seems awful low. Number of sales this month is 200, and number of courses, well, I had 10 for about, 8 months, and now I've got 14. I had 12 in between. So somewhere in there, we're going to figure out how we're going to calculate sales per course and so on. So let's look at the monthly revenue. My monthly revenue is $638.60 per month. That's it based on 12 courses. Let me see. My per course per month revenue is $53 to somewhere around $75, depending on whether you consider I have 10 or 14 courses. And that's, slightly better than average, I guess. Right, we've got the average of 584, so I'm still slightly better than average. If you look at it for this month, then sure, I'm doing great, $24,000 a year, but my income for the first year is only $9,000, not $24,000. a little disappointing, but I'm hoping for better in year 2. Let's go ahead and look at this year's revenue, which is another way to look at things, is just to cut off last year, which wasn't very good in my starting year, and see how we're doing this year. Much better. We have a total of $7,000 in the first 6 months of this year, which means that the projected revenue, my projected yearly revenue, is $14,000 on Udemy, or an average monthly revenue of about $11 or $1,170 a month. Next, let's look at the revenue per course sold. That's pretty quick to look at. The price per course sold is $12.39. That's how much students actually paid for it. My revenue per course is $5.18, just a little bit less than last month's, but Udemy's revenue per course is huge. They're getting 58% of all of my revenue. So they're right now looking at pricing and so on. I think they're getting probably pressure from teachers who are saying, you guys are really to us and we'd rather you stopped. And they're looking at revamping the whole pricing structure and so on, which may be a little more fair to instructors. Right now, though, I'm encouraged and things are looking up. So, I also wanted to bring you up to date on my student reviews technique. Let's look at the reviews for the last year. First 7 months of the year, I was able to accumulate 34 reviews. In the next 5 months, I was able to accumulate another 173 reviews for a total of 207 in my first year. But notice that this month, which still has 1 day in it, I managed to get 63 reviews this month, or better than 2 a day. Now, sure, this is for 14 courses, so you got to take that into consideration, but it appears that my review gathering technique that I referred to in the last lecture is actually ramping up. Hopefully after some time of gathering reviews, I'll feel comfortable enough to make this available as an actual winning technique. So be on the lookout for that. And good luck. I'll keep you up to date again, and I'll let you know whether next month is really a big month or I'm retiring. Who knows? Good luck and happy Udemy.